Question of the day, am I in the middle of my screen? Oh, well, no. Okay. Hi friends! Welcome to my first booktube video. I'm glad you're here. As per tradition, I'm gonna do the Booktube Newbie Tag. It's gonna be fun, you're gonna be able to get to know me a bit better, and I hope you stay for a while. I will put the questions down in the description if you want to do it also. So let's start this. Why am I so nervous to do this? I'm so hot. So first question, why did you start this channel? So I started doing content on Book Talk since October 2021. After being on the platform for a couple of months, I finally got the courage to start doing videos myself. So I had such a blast on that platform, meeting new book friends, getting to talk about books, exchange book recommendations. I had so much fun. I met such great people on there and got way too many book recommendations, that's for sure. But at some point, I sometimes felt a bit limited to what I could talk about and say on there, mostly because of the length of the videos, and I really had fun doing it, but I kind of wanted more. So then later on I discovered Booktube and I've started following booktubers, and I got kind of the urge, the excitement. It made me want to start a booktube channel, but at the same time, probably I'm not the only one, but it felt like I felt like an imposter, or like I wasn't good enough, or like I didn't have the credentials or the equipment. I don't know. I didn't feel like I could do it. But then recently, I don't know, I just got the push to start and try it. And accept that I'm not going to be perfect at first, but still try and see where it goes. So yeah, that's it. I just wanted to exchange differently thoughts on books with other book lovers, find new book friends. I love this community so much. Readers are the best people ever, and I'm such an avid reader, so I'm glad that I can share that with other people. And I feel that the best way to do that is through these kind of platforms, because reading is kind of a lonely hobby. So this has kind of brought something new in my life where I can share my love of books with other people and get excited about these books, because I don't have a lot of people in my personal life who read. My sister reads a lot, but we don't exactly always read the same books. I talk with my husband about my reads, but he really doesn't care. So I needed to find other people. So that's why. Second question, what are some fun and unique things you can bring to Booktube? Okay, my first thought when I saw that question was, okay, way to trigger the imposter syndrome here. We start rough. Quite frankly, I think this was the hardest question of all of them. Well, I guess at the risk of sounding cheesy, I will say me, but let me explain. I'm honest. I will tell you if I like a book, if I don't. I'm authentic. I'm enthusiast. Enthusiast? Is that a word? My enthusiasm, for sure. I'm very excited about books. I just love books. I'm sharing my love. So that's the kind of things I like when I watch other booktubers, is to see how much they like a book, like their enthusiasm, their excitement about a book. And I think I'm able to bring that, like that kind of hype. I'm gonna hopefully bring you great book recommendations. I'm someone very open-minded. I'm accepting. I'm not super into the negativity. My French is showing here. Because I will tell you if I like a book or not, but at the same time, I'm not going to judge people who are loving that book or the author for writing it. That's not what I'm about. I'm just here to tell you my thoughts, and everyone has personal opinions on books. And actually, that's something I really like about the reader world, is that we all have different experiences with books, depending on who we are, how we read, our past, past experiences, and I love that so much. So yeah, I like all kind of opinions as long as everyone is respectful towards the other. I like unpopular opinions. I don't mind if you don't agree with me, it's fine. Yeah, and maybe a kind of French accent. Does that make me different or interesting? I don't know. Third question, what are you most excited for this new channel? Actually, all the possibilities, all the new things I can do to discover this platform. It's stressful at the same time because I'm not used to the platform, but I will have to learn. So I'm excited to learn. I'm trying to connect more on that part of myself, excited to learn other than being stressed that I don't know everything already. All the new bookish content I can do. I'm really excited about that, to see where it goes, and mostly to meet new book lovers. That's the best part. Like, I wouldn't do that if there weren't people that were going to watch me. I know, of course, at first there's not going to be a lot of people, but growing more and more, I'm hoping that I can find new friends, because that's the best part of it. So yeah, that. Fourth question, why do you love reading? Actually, that's a hard one. Not hard because I don't have any ideas, but kind of to put my thoughts in words. Because I love reading so much. It's my main hobby. Like, reading is the main thing I do with my life. So there must be a reason why I like it. Okay, I think what comes to mind is that I like the feels. I like to connect to a story, to characters, to get attached to them, to swoon over them, and to feel everything they're going through. So like when you have a more sad story or kind of angsty, I love that because you feel so much. I love to feel. I love the thrill of stories, of these emotions, like intriguing stories, to be enthralled in a mystery, in a story, in a romance. And it's fun. I like reading. And it's accessible. Practical maybe is a better word. You can read wherever. You don't need other people, you do it alone, and you can have access to books like free at your library. You can buy them if you want to. There's e-books available. You can read physical books. You can listen to audiobooks. There's multiple ways to be able to read, and there's so many options of different books and genres and authors you can read, and that's so cool. There are endless possibilities. So that's also something I like. I can grow up as a person and still like to read, even though maybe my tastes change, because I have other options if I tend to from a genre to another at one point in my life. I will always have book options, if that makes sense. And I also like the coziness of that hobby. It's kind of something you can do, like relax at home on your couch or on your bed with a blanket, with a hot coffee or a hot beverage or whatever you like to drink. Or you can go to a coffee place and just sit and chill, or you can go, I don't know, to a park. It's kind of a hobby you do while chilling, and I like to chill. So I will say mainly the coziness and the feels of that hobby. Fifth question that I'm going to combine with question number 8. If you see in the question below, I will combine those two to not repeat myself, because for me they go together. So question 5 is what book or series got you into reading, and number 8 is when did you start reading. So the reason why I combine those two is because I have a hard time answering number 5 because of the answer of number 8. I've been reading since forever. Like, I don't remember a time when I wasn't reading. I wasn't reading as much in different parts of my life, but reading was always a part of my life, and it has become my main pastime since I started on BookTok and started doing my own content, because I don't know, sharing recommendations and getting recommendations, and it just got more and more fun, and I found more and more books that I was excited about, so it just became my main passion. So I don't know what book or series got me into reading, sadly. I liked a lot of comics. I loved mangas in my teenage years. I was a big fan of historical romance at the end of my teenage years, beginning of adulthood. But when I was really young, I adored these. If you're French, you may probably know them. I think the origin of those is French, but you just follow this girl throughout her adventures, day-to-day life adventures. I don't know, I was just finding like the illustration were so beautiful. I found that she was so pretty. And I don't know, I just enjoyed them. And when I was even younger, I read the Mr. and Mrs. Well, I don't know if they exist in English. Like these. Let me know if they do exist in English, but I used to devour these. I also really like Clifford, the big red dog Clifford, but also there was a collection of when he was a baby, so Baby Clifford. I had like the books in English. I adored these books. Question 6. What question would you ask your favorite booktubers? The first thing that comes to mind is, do you want to be my friend? I don't know, I just feel like I would have a blast with them. Another answer to not seem too crazy, I think I would ask them, how did you find your style, and how do you know what's interesting to say and show and what's not? Like, what's interesting to say and when you've said enough, because I do have a tendency of talking too much. And I really admire people who know how to express themselves, find the right words, and just know how to say just enough. Maybe I would ask them what's in all of their equipment for doing booktubes, the one piece of equipment you wouldn't go without. Question 7. What challenges do you think starting a booktube channel will be the hardest to overcome? A lot of things come to mind, like finding the time to regularly post, regularly film, master all the technicalities, like how YouTube works, how my editing program works. I've used it before, but it's been a while, and I was not doing exactly what I'm doing right now, so it's gonna be new things to learn. There's also finding my community, finding followers. Like I said, it's the best thing of doing this, but at the same time, I have to be realistic. This is not gonna come overnight. If it happens, I'm still gonna do it anyway because I do like it, and if I have 1 or 2 or 3 followers, I'm still gonna be super happy. And this makes me think about something Lauren Wade said. If you don't know her, I'm gonna tag her below. She did a really fun series giving advice to new booktubers, like how to start and what to expect. I really love her videos about that, so you can go check her out. And she was saying that we always say like we don't care about the followers count. It doesn't matter, but at the same time, it does matter because we do this because we want to share with people. If not, we wouldn't post anything. We do this to share with other people. So of course it counts, but at the same time, I'm working on not putting too much pressure on myself and knowing that I don't have control over what's going to happen with that. Anyway, I'm just hoping that I reach some people. But overall, I think my biggest challenge will be to be patient with myself. I don't know if you're like me or not, but I tend to put a lot of pressure on myself. Like I said before, I want to succeed on the first try, and that makes no sense at all. Like, that's not how it works. You need to practice. And like, to help me in that, I'm remembering what my book talk experience was like. Because it's funny, when I started, I felt like I wasn't too bad, and now I've been doing that for more than a year. And when right now I go back to my first TikToks, that feels cringe to me. It wasn't that cringe necessarily, but I wouldn't have guessed that I've progressed so much if I didn't went back to those first video and realizing, oh my god, there's a big progress. And I'm so proud of myself for that. So I know deep inside in my personal experience that I need to try, I need to make mistakes, I need to not be perfect at first, because that will permit me to grow, and growth will surely come. So I will need to be very patient with myself. And I think this is gonna be the biggest challenge. Now on to question 9. If you remember, we skipped number 8 because I answered it previously. So question 9, where do you read? I read mostly on my couch in my living room. It's very comfy. I like the light there. That's mostly where I read. Sometime in the summer, I like to take my lounge chair and kind of go read outside. And on the weekend mornings though, what I like to do is wake up, but stay in bed and read for like an hour or two. These are the best moments. I feel like everything is calm, my husband is still sleeping, and I'm just alone with myself, and I have like a quiet time to read. I really, really enjoy that. I would love to be the kind of person who would go to coffee shops and go read there. It seems like so fun, but I never do that. And question 10, what kind of books do you like to read? Mainly what I do read is romances. I need romance in my books. That's what I like to read. That's what makes me feel. That's what brings me all the emotions. I love the thrill. I love romances so much. But I read romances in many kind of subgenres. There's contemporary, new adult, fantasy, sometimes sci-fi, paranormal, where I choose LGBTQIA+, dark romances. Maybe I'm forgetting one. I used to read a lot of historical romances, like I said before. I don't read them so much right now, but I wouldn't be against. There's also rom-coms and YA fantasy that I can read once in a while, but I'm careful with the books I choose in that genre because sometimes they left me wanting more. They don't give me everything I want in a book. But I think you kind of get it anyway. And I don't need my romances to have spice necessarily, but I have to be frank, I do tend to lean towards the ones that do have spice, but it's not a necessity for me. If the tension is good, that's what's most important. And lastly, question number 11 was, what does your book collection looks like? Actually, you can see a bit of it behind me. I have 3 like bookshelves of the same size, but I think I'm gonna show you in another video, in a bookshelf tour video. So let me know if you're interested in that. I can show you everything I have. I have some great special editions also, so I could show you all that in another video. So that's it. That was my first booktube video. Hope I did not too bad. If you have questions, comments, let me know. I'll be glad to answer you and exchange thoughts with you. Hope it was fun for you. Hope you want to stick around, and I'll be seeing you next time. Bye!